Morning, everyone. Welcome to Prebell with William O'Neill India. My name is Rashekar Kongari, Equity Research Analyst, part of Market Smith India team. Before we go ahead into this podcast, the disclaimer is registration granted by SEBI, membership of BASL, and certification from NISF in no way guarantee performance of the intermediary or provide any assurance of returns to investors. Investments in securities market are subject to market risk. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. It's a special trading session today, being a Saturday, because the union budget is going to be presented during the market hours by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. I think it is very rare to see a trading session on a Saturday, but being a budget session, we are going to expect huge volatility during the market as the union budget is presented in the parliament. Now, coming back to the Nifty's daily chart, you can see here Nifty has been bottomed out around this point, and it has closed in the positive territory for four consecutive trading sessions. Hence, we have changed the market status to rally attempt, and the volume has also picked up in the recent times, which is a positive sign. And Nifty has to close or give a follow-through session closing 1.5% or more on above average volumes, signifying that there is fresh amount of buying happening in the markets. That is when we change the market status to confirmed uptrend. However, Nifty is trading below its 200 DMA. So as long as Nifty stays below 200 DMA, we might expect uh, selling pressure in the markets, which has been the case recently for the 2 to 3 months. We have been experiencing the same. Nifty trading very close to the 200 DMA, but not able to reclaim it successfully. Some of the stocks which are news, which have announced results in the yesterday's session. Oil and gas, ONGC has come up with the results. Revenue was down 0.5% year-on-year basis to 33,000 crores of rupees. Profit on the other side has declined more than 31% to 8,200 crores of rupees. And the company has declared an interim dividend of 5 rupees per share after the announcement of results. Sun Pharma has come up with the results, and revenue has increased nearly 11% to 13,000 crores of rupees. Profit on the other side has grown 15% to 2,900 crores of rupees. IndusInd Bank has come up with the results, and the net interest income, that is the difference between the interest earned by the bank and interest the bank has given to the customers, has increased 1.3% year-on-year basis to 5,200 crores of rupees. Profit has declined almost 40% to 1,400 crores of rupees. Asset quality has deteriorated during the quarter. On the gross NPS levels, the GNPA has increased 14 basis points sequentially to 2.25%, whereas net NPS has increased 4 basis points to 0.68%. In the today's session, we are looking at companies such as Aarti Industries, Anantraj, Apex Frozen Foods, GR Infra Projects, Jaiprakash Power Ventures, Neogen Chemicals, and Vinati Organics coming up with the results. And there are other few companies from the mid and small cap companies are expected to announce their results in the today's session. If you have any of these stocks in the portfolio, you can expect volatility in those stocks apart from the budget volatility, which is going to be persistent among the overall stocks in the market. Overnight, US market closed in the negative territory. Dow Jones has closed almost 0.8% lower. S&P closed 0.5% lower, whereas Nasdaq Composite has closed nearly 0.3% lower. GIFT Nifty is indicating a muted opening for the Indian markets. So we might expect a Nifty opening around yesterday's close, but as the union budget is starting to be announced in the parliament, we might see volatility in the markets as the announcements being made in the parliament. The government has come up with the economic survey yesterday, and some of the key highlights from the survey are GDP growth is expected around 6.3 to 6.8% in the upcoming financial year, that is FY26. Capex boom has been seen recently, and it is around 8.2% growth in the mid FY25, and it is set to accelerate going forward as well. On the inflation front, inflation has eased recently, and retail inflation has softened to 4.9% from previously 6% levels. On the exports front, services exports has seen a growth of more than 12.8%, and the overall exports have increased 6%. The country has continued to attract FDI inflows, and the FDI inflows have increased recently. And in the financial year FY25, we have seen FDIs of 55.6 billion dollars worth of FDIs in the country. That has growth of nearly 18% year-on-year basis. In terms of renewable energy, solar and wind capacity has increased almost 16% in the financial year FY25. And talking about the stock market strength, the BSE market cap to GDP is at 136%, and which is highly or almost double the uh, percentage when compared to the China. So these are the key pointers from the economic survey which has been announced yesterday, and most of the numbers are looking good apart from the GDP growth. But today's announcement from the budget will play a pivotal role going forward. And most of the employees are expecting a rate cut or a tax cut in terms of income tax. And there have been other businesses are also expecting tax cuts. Many of the announcements which will be made in the budget are anticipated by across the platforms. So employees, businessmen, all the common mans are also expecting or looking at the budget eagerly. So that will play a pivotal role going forward in the Indian markets. Thank you for joining today's pre-bill. Have a good trading session.